Welcome back to the Death Toll Racing channel. Yesterday marked a very, very big day for me as a YouTuber. That was hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark. That is extremely that's like one of the as a new YouTuber, that's one of the hardest things to hit is that 1,000 subscribers, and then you also have to have viewing hours, and that's I think 4,000 viewing hours. We exceeded that a long time ago. I've just been waiting for that 1,000 subscriber mark. So thank you for subscribing, guys. And if you came here new from the car show that was yesterday, thanks for that too, and thanks for coming to the car show. That car show, from our side, was awesome. It was so amazing. It was an amazing group of people and everything there. More on that when that video comes out. We have a ton of videos coming out soon, so stay tuned to the channel. Remember, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. That is how we get rated on YouTube from YouTube, our overlords. So. Today's video is skid plates on the Safari wagon. So let's jump right into it. They turned out really, really cool. People, like almost everyone who looked under that car saw these skid plates and was like, whoa, those are so cool. So anyway, stay tuned. Here it is. All right, intro and fast forward. Okay, it's done. Kind of a short project, so I didn't want a long intro. Okay, so I am going to buff this thing with my little DeWalt 12-volt die grinder. Those things are pretty good. I like having it around the shop. It shouldn't be your only die grinder, but they're not as powerful as a pneumatic one. But they are really, really handy. Extremely handy. I actually like that thing a lot. So I just buffed the whole thing. We're going to paint these panels black. So I'm starting with adhesion promoter because this is aluminum. So you want to use an adhesion promoter on it. The same stuff that works on plastic works pretty good on aluminum. And then I'm painting it with Rust-Oleum black. And then pulling bugs out of it because that's what happens when you paint stuff outside. They like paint for some reason. Crisscross, I sprayed it one way, then I sprayed it the other way, and then the edges and all that fun stuff. But that Rust-Oleum stuff, that stuff dries super consistent. It dries fast. It always seems to have the same sheen, so you can go from one can to the next, and they match pretty good, which is something. If you sprayed a lot of satin black, one can to the other for some reason a lot of times doesn't match. So now I'm countersinking. That's what I'm doing there. When I had those, so Will designed those from inked, and then I added a whole bunch of holes to them so that when they cut them out, they'd already had holes, so that it's always the same. So now anytime I scratch those on the ground or hit them on a rock or something, we can just swap them out with it that way because it'll always come out the exact same. Okay, so I got them done. Now I'm buffing them again. I'm just kind of rounding everything so that nothing's sharp. And then we're going to go ahead and water bug it. That's a DA sander, wet sander. So it vacuums, it siphons water as it runs. And then I'm running, I think that's a 1200 grit. Because I don't want these things polished, but I want them consistent, so they kind of look like I spray painted them silver or like raw aluminum color. But we are going to clear coat them after I get done doing that. And they don't use a ton of water. I mean, you can turn the water down so that you don't make a huge mess doing this type of thing. As you can see, it was a mess small enough to where I could actually wipe it up with a rag. So it worked out pretty good. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. Once I wipe up my mess and blow one off. There it is. So it looks pretty good. So we're going to clear coat it so it stays looking like that and doesn't start oxidizing. So again, bulldog adhesion promoter, and we just wipe it on with a rag, and that works. That's the first time I've ever done it that way, but it actually seems to work pretty good. And it also kind of acts as a prep. So I didn't have any fish eyes or anything in it after doing it that way. So I'll probably do that more often. Not the way they recommend you use it, but it did seem to work. So now I had those plates cut out with the exact same bolt pattern. So all I have to do is just kind of chase them with a drill bit and then bolt them together. I'm using a nut and bolt. Since that black plate is aluminum, I'm using a nut and bolt because if we do hit that on the ground, if that was drilled and tapped, it'll probably just stretch it, and then that logo would be loose and fall off. So, all right, and so now we're done with that one. We'll just do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll pick it back up when we get underneath the car, putting them on. All right, so now I'm just going to clamp it on, get it positioned exactly where I want it, and then we'll use a transfer punch and drill that frame 1/4-20. It does look like I'm using an excessive amount of bolts, and that's because if we were to hit the ground, I'm trying to keep it attached tight in as much place as possible so that it will distort as little as possible if we were to be, you know, the weight of the vehicle sitting on a rock or something. That will be... That plate will probably be replacing at some point because we did gouge the living crap out of it with a rock. I can only imagine. This thing does have a ton of ground clearance though, and that once I get the shocks adjusted all the way out. Okay, so if you drill and tap, you'll see me hitting the drill bit with a torch and the tap with a torch a little bit. And what I'm doing is putting bow lube on that from Ore Lube. It works really, really good. That stuff, it's amazing. You can get it on Amazon or from some tooling suppliers. I don't know who all sells it, but they do have it on Amazon now. Just look it up. But there it is. Pretty cool stuff. So stay tuned. We got first start video is the next Safari video coming out. And then we also have some Lincoln videos and obviously the car show videos and the reveal of the secret project videos coming out. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.